Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm actually in my studio. It's gray and rainy outside. Not the best day to be out painting. It's a little bit cold, and so I've got a lot of things that I need to do indoors anyway. So today's a good day to do those, and I need your help today. There's a show coming up, and I was one of the 10 artists selected to participate in it. The Plein Artists of West Michigan, which is the group I paint with, is going to be celebrating its 10th anniversary. And so there was a show put together. 10 artists were selected to submit 10 pieces for the show each. And so I have 12, and I'm hoping you can help me make a selection. I need to cull 2 of these paintings out. So I thought, hey, why not have you take a look, and you can tell me which two down in the comments that you would kick out, and whatever the suggestions are, I'm going to toss those 2. So, all right. So what I wanted to do, since I've been painting with the group for some time, is I was hoping to have it be somewhat of a retrospective as well. So the first painting that I have up was actually one that was done this year, 2018, and it's a winter scene, and I'm hoping to get a good mixture of winter, fall, and summer. So this is 11 by 14. I think it'll make a nice addition, but I did a little bit of touch up in here, not a whole lot. All of them needed a little something, so this one got a little something. So we'll call this one number 1, and let me grab the next one here. This one is a summer 2017 painting, and it needs some touch up. But there are some things that I like about this one. I think this green, this is not one of the things I like, but this green that's in the sky here has to be changed. And it was just that I had green on the brush, and it migrated and started to take over the world and all of that. So this is too hot right in here. So the side of this would need a little work, and maybe I could brighten the grass here and brighten this a lot, but maybe darken a little bit in here. Either way, this needs a little bit of work, but we'll call this one number 2, and yeah, so this is a possibility. Okay, number 3 is actually from 2016. I don't know why I painted the signature way out here in the middle of the field. It should be further down in the corner. So that needs to be corrected, and potentially there are a lot of branches that are coming off just left and right. This one sort of comes off the front, but this really needs just a nice branch, I think, that actually does come right off the front of the trunk, and potentially crossing these. But other than that, I think it's a fairly decent painting. I think it could use maybe a little brightness where this tin on this roof is catching the light. So yeah, so this was kind of a late summer, early fall painting, and this one is number 3. Number 4 is an 8 by 10, trying to mix up a little bit. This is a 2017. I believe this was painted in November of last year, and I think it's a decent snow painting. And again, not a lot to do here, but maybe some of the sky I don't know, this is the day that, I don't know if you remember this video, but there was a lot of snow on the painting, and it gives it an interesting texture when it dries. And I had to use a lot of medium, so anyway, all of these will get some Gamvar before I submit them, so they have some really, there was a lot of medium in here, so it's very shiny, and then this is very, very dry. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, so there's that one. Okay, so number 5 is actually a 2013 painting, and this was done at a land conservancy property called Bow in the Clouds, and I have a couple, one from winter and one from summer from Bow in the Clouds. But I wanted a good solid scene there. I kind of like how dark this water is. I like the way these trees' shadows are coming forward. So there was a lot of snow out there this day. I remember waiting. It was in some spots. It was pretty much like up over my knees. It was that deep. So I was kind of dragging my sled and knocking down some snow to get in the right place to paint this. So. All right, so there's that one. Number 6 is another 2018 painting. You probably remember this video. And I think one thing that might need a little bit of attention in this one is just this, I think maybe this tree, because these are all sort of in a line here. I'd kind of like to bring this trunk down just a little bit more to set it in front of the other two. This went through some changes. If you saw the video, you probably remember that this tree in the beginning was actually leaning way out over here and was falling all the way down into here, and actually kind of looked like it was falling into the painting. So yeah, so just a little touch up there, and this one will be okay. Not too much. So that is number 6. Number 7 is another winter scene. You may remember this one as well. There are just a couple of issues with this one. I really like the play of these oranges against some of these blues that are in the sky, and obviously the blue in the snow. This tree right here has too much texture in my opinion, so I may need to do just a little work there. But for the most part, this is a 2018 painting. So all right, that leads us to number 8. Is another 2013 painting, and it I don't know if there's a lot of glare on that or not, but I painted this at a place called Kellogg Forest, and there was a lot of color. Actually my favorite part of this painting is like right in here, and I sometimes when you go back 5 years, I did some things in here that I wish I did today, which sounds crazy, but obviously they were accidental maybe at that point, or they were authentic, and I have to allow this to come out of me more often without being hindered by all of the stuff that I've kind of learned and am in processing since then. So anyway, good candidate. I don't necessarily like the red in the clouds up here. I may alter that with some more of a gray color like this, but for the most part this one's good. So you know about that one. And number 9 is a 2017 painting from a place called Wakina, and I was painting this pond, and there were some people who were kind of walking by here along a trail. I like this one. I think I think I would like to maybe pick up maybe a couple sparkles or something in the water here. And right in this area here against these darks, and right over in here, I would kind of like to brighten these values just a little. Maybe not even value. I'd just like to bring the chroma up a little bit to just a little more intense color in just a couple of those areas, and a little more life to the water. And I think this is a good possibility. And I'm trying to get a mixture of 8x10s, and I had the one 11x14, and then the rest of them are 12x16. Number 10 is a 2016 painting, and this was done at another land conservancy property. Anyway, this is 2016, number 10. There are some things I really like about this one. I like what's happening here a lot. I wish it was over here, but the way it comes into the painting is kind of nice, and I like the way these trees kind of fan out over the water. But the you sort of are led back into here. It gets very soft, and but for the most part, I think it's a good. Oh, by the way, all of these paintings are paintings that are properties that when we had paint outs and I painted with the group, so they all represent all of the different properties and locations that we've painted together through the years. So so I was selecting from that pool specifically. So that's number 10. Number 11 is a 2014 painting, and this was painted Lavender Farm, obviously, and that's what it's actually called. It's kind of down around the southern edge of Lake Michigan, and this obviously a lot of intense color, and I made some pretty major corrections to this painting not too long ago. This section was actually just bare ground, and was quite uninteresting, and there were a few issues that were happening back here where you just didn't really go anywhere. So I opened up some holes in these trees and tried to lead you through here, keep the eye moving, and all that. So this is number 11 from Lavender Farm. The last one, number 12, is this is a 2016 painting. I painted over the signature, so but I did record what year I painted it. So this is also at Bow in the Clouds, the painting where you saw the snow earlier, which was number 1, 2, 3, 4, which was number 5. And actually that painting was up around this corner and kind of down a hill looking that way, was the snow painting. So this is number 12, Bow in the Clouds, very summer, very warm, and yeah, that one's okay too. So those are the 12 paintings, and I will actually take a photograph of each one of them, and I'll sort of roll through them slowly now so that you can actually see them in order without me just talking about them. And let me know in the comments which two you would cut, and those two will come out, and I'll get these submitted for the show and get the frames going and all that. It should be really nice. There'll be about, you know, having 100 paintings representing 10 years of the Plein Artists of West Michigan is going to be a really cool show to see. So I've been in a number of shows lately where I'm just in with sculpture and all different mediums, which not mediums necessarily, but 2D, 3D, and I like being in those, but I love it when I can be in a show that's represented strictly all plein air artists, because it just I mean, you're with your, it's just nice to see that collection of work that was all painted on location, compared to a show that's represented by all these different genres. So anyway, so what's I was going to let you know what I'm going to be working on. I've got I'm going to be doing a larger studio painting, and I'm trying to decide how I want to approach this. I'm thinking about actually, I've been maybe talking about this for a while now, but I'm gonna finally get started on working on some larger studio paintings, just to develop that kind of that next level of completion to a painting. You know, when you paint an 8x10 in about a 3-hour time slot, you're not really, you don't have the room and stuff to really kind of refine a lot of things, and so I want to improve that part of my painting. And so I think by doing some larger studio work, that will actually help me do that, and then some of that hopefully will trickle back into my plein air painting, and what I learned through that process will help that process and all of that. But anyway, so I've got a bigger canvas right here, ready to go. And yeah, big canvas. I've got something picked out that I want to put in here. It's a nice barn that actually runs across the painting here, with some nice trees that come up in front of it, and a hill that works its way up to it. It's actually a photograph that I took on my North Carolina trip, specifically to knowing that I would want to do a studio painting of it. And but I can't decide if I want to do a live stream of that painting through YouTube, or another artist that I follow is Sarah Burns, and Sarah actually does live streaming on Twitch, and she has quite a nice following there, and so she does paint-alongs and some different things on Twitch, and that seems to work really well for her. But I think I will probably start this by letting you know. I think maybe by the time I do Tuesday Drive this week, I will know when I'm going to start, when I might be able to plan in live streaming to work on this larger piece. So hopefully that works out. I have to figure out how I want to do that. If I'm going to do that with the iPad or with my phone, or what that methodology is, but I'll get that worked out soon, and I'll be announcing that, so keep an eye out for that. But I want Sarah's channel. I want to give you a link to her channel, and occasionally I would like to share with you some of the people that I follow, in case you're not aware of them. You can see what interests me on YouTube. I love Sarah's channel. You know, she hikes to some really cool spots, which is awesome, and I'll put a link down in the description to her channel, so you can check it out. And I believe that she is in Ireland, and she'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's where she's painting at. And so her stuff's really nice, and she goes to some cool spots, and she's a good artist. So check out her channel if you can. And thanks so much for this. I look forward to hearing your responses to which paintings you think should not be in the show, and hopefully you don't say all of them. That would be really bad. So to prevent that from crushing me, pick 2. All right, I'll catch you later.